Welcome to the Fukit Podcast. On this podcast, we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and mysteries. My name's Ray, and typically I really don't believe in conspiracy theories, but it gets me thinking, and sometimes I think it's true, and sometimes it's just completely outrageous. Now, today's topic, we're going to take a deep dive into the look of the secret base of Nazis built in Antarctica. Now, our tale begins in the summer of 1936, when Hitler put together a 4-year plan to boost the economy and the war to get ready by 1940. He put a guy in charge of name of Hermann G. I cannot pronounce the last name, but it's okay. Now he put together a plan of German fat plan to get butter and milk, cheese, and every dairy product you can think of. But there was a problem. There was a shortage of it. So next best idea that popped into his mind was whale oil. Now I know what you're thinking, whale oil. Well, how can that be ready? Well, let me even get you even a little further. Now, the Germans started beginning to build a factory of whaling to ship to the southern oceans. At that time, the commercial whaling business has been at a decimate in the North Atlantic and the North Pacific. Now, that wasn't going to stop them. German whaling ships were operating far from home. So the idea of establishing a base on the Antarctica didn't seem too far off. Now, here's the problem. In August of 1936, the German Foreign Office found some unclaimed land in the Antarctica between Norwegian and British zones. And the region between 20 degrees east and 10 degrees west, part of an area known as the Queen Mon Lane, took shape. Now, the expedition was organized in the summer of 1938, led by the captain Alfred Richter, a decorated World War I naval commander who had married a promised Jew artist. He was selected a crew of secretive mission based on polar experience rather than a membership of the Nazi Party. Now, I'll put in my video an image of what the ship looked like. Now, let's get on to the thing. After 3 months of repair, it took a turn to the Schwaben land into an icebreaker. Now, the captain sailed from the Hamburg on December 17th, 1938, with a crew of 82 scientists, of officers and enlisted men, as well as 2 Domir flying boat perched on capsules. There was also 1 Nazi dude on board, as required of the regime. He stipulated that everyone had to listen to the Nazis on Christmas Day and had to sit through all the speeches. Now, the ship reached the Antarctica coastline a month later and began aerial reconnaissance using the flying boats. The mountainous range has never been explored by German scientists, named it is New Schwabenland after the ship. These flights had 2 purposes: to photograph the area for scientific reasons and cartograph and also claim it for the Nazi Germany. But things didn't work out as planned. One air flight, the crew was running low on fuel and was forced to throw out extra gear to lighten the aircraft weight. That included 2 boxes of metal swastikas, which are supposed to be dropped across the Antarctica and cement the Nazi terror column. Those little swastikas were never recovered. That's crazy. Now, they took photographic surveys, covered a huge part of the Antarctica, and increased the size of the well-known area by 16%. According to the Ludex History Research, the surveys covered more territory than the Germany homeland at the time. The Schwabenland expedition didn't last long. They completed the work and began the trip home on February 1939. On the way home, the ship conducted scans of the seafloor along the Atlantic Ocean. They tried detonating activities, seismic activities. They also believe there's lines of volcano running from the north all the way to the south, middle of the Atlantic. Decades later, the lines of volcanoes was found to be in the middle of the Atlantic Ridge, a region where 2 of the Earth's tectonic plates are pulling apart and forming new areas of the seafloor. Most expeditions, the scientist was either lost in the war or kept under wraps until it was finally published in 1958. Although the tales of the Nazi bases was lost due to TVs and everything, what do you think? Do you think it's real? It's been a pleasure. please tune in to the next episode, and maybe we'll figure out what's the next conspiracy theory.